So a lot of them don't want to see that. And then, they'll just keep them in the country. And I just think it's whack. So if you have the finances and the mental capacity to do it, that's good. But most don't. So that's my only argument.
Wait, to what?
For the passport bros and his lifestyle.
Finding a traditional
woman. Are you against passport bros or?
I understand the fundamentals of it for those who have done everything in life to make sure they are a man. But if you're not a man, I don't think you deserve that, honestly. Because not only that, you're going to be with a girl, you're going to make her miserable. She's going to have kids with you. And that's just a whole generation of...
What do you mean you're going to make her miserable?
If you don't have your life together, what makes you think you know how to appreciate a traditional wife?
Oh, so you're saying in the context of passport bros?
Yeah. Okay. Because, we're talking about, relationships here. He has 3 that he can handle. They are happy.
Do it, Alvin. Do it. Huh?
What?
Go ahead.
He could do that, but if some other guy who's living here who's never had an idea of what a male figure is in his life, he's going based off of whatever little content he picks from the internet. He's saying, well, I want a traditional wife, but therefore he doesn't even have a credit score. He doesn't even have his life in check. He's still driving the hoopty from high school, but you want a traditional girl. What happens when you bring that girl over here? You're going to basically make her a Western woman, and she's going to realize, this guy really doesn't have his shit together. And now she's going to cheat on you.
You know what the solution to that is? Don't bring it to America.
I think that's a cop-out. I think that's a cop-out.
It's the solution, though.
But it's embarrassing. I think that's so embarrassing. I'm Vietnamese. I have workers. Yeah, but he
can raise a family over there.
So he should go over there. But the whole point
that's my point. That's my point.
If he adapts to culture, that makes sense. But if you're not going to adapt to culture, you're going to marry a girl. Why do you think she married you? For the American culture. You're going to marry her and keep her in her country when she really wants to come over here. I think that's selfish.
Oh yeah, she does.
So, wait, yeah, she does?
I agree with your hypothesis that most of the girls that are probably matching up with these passport boys, they're doing it for the green card. I get the point.
Yeah, and a lot of guys don't know that because they're seeing only the traditional value in it, which I understand. We all see things we want, but it doesn't mean you can have it. A lot of people don't see that, so they'll kind of.
But are you saying the key thing when it comes to the passport bros? We could debate kind of what the motivations are on the women's side is. The men in Western countries are dissatisfied with the behavior of Western modern women, and they're looking to South America and Asia for more feminine traditional women.
Yeah.
Do you disagree with that part?
I understand with that statement. My thing would just be level up. I just think that, all right, so what, the girl here wants you to make a decent amount. I'm not saying the extremities of the 6-7 figure guys. I'm not saying that there aren't girls who don't want you just to be not socially awkward. A lot of guys are socially awkward.
I think you're a bit ignorant to the average guy's experience. Consider this, right? Most guys, the average guy today, his granddad had to put in a quarter of the work to get the kind of woman that is 4 times as amazing as the woman he's attracted.
Oh, are you talking? You're talking about
his grandmother was an amazing woman and a very, very feminine, natural woman, and his granddad really didn't have to do the kind of work he has to do right now as a young man in the Western world.
So you're talking about hoflation.
Yes, it's hoflation.
Hoflation. So modern men have to work 5 times harder than their grandfathers did for women 20 times worse than what their grandmothers were.
Yeah. It's true. It's actually true.
I get what you guys are saying, but again, I guess with what I understand from everything, it's I have a family still back at home. They're the guys that are born here and guys who are born in my country. What they do is they sit here and they realize all right, I want to go back to my country and marry a girl. They're miserable with the back and forthness. That's an average guy from what I've seen and then what I have to coach with. So I get what you're saying. That
so they don't stay there. They try to do.
They can't afford to stay there.
They try to do 2 countries.
It's because they're here. It's hard to make money over there.
Because they work here.
Yeah. So how is that? It's not realistic.
It's not. It's hard. It's not easy. Not everyone can pull it off. They can't. It's true. They can't. It's
that's just my only argument. That's all I'm saying. It's not easy. So.
Yeah, I get it.
Hoflation. That's the thing.
It's true. It's a thing.
Women are asking for way more now and bringing the least.
They're asking for more now because they're ignorant. But honestly, I grew up here and I was just as ignorant, not to the degree that it's gotten to, but the only reason why I am the way I am now is because I met somebody that made me realize, holy crap, I need to have my life. I don't have the luxury to be barbaric.
Hold on.
Alvin Sam super chatted $100.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Ling Ling, modern women are masculine, argumentative, combative, and overweight. But, by your logic, that's the man's fault.
Your response to Alvin?
I didn't say it was his fault. I didn't say that. There's plenty of women that there isn't. That's the thing. Everyone lives on social media, so you're looking at the girls that you do see on social media that is masculine. I literally have been enlisted at nail salon my entire life. There's women of all walks of life. I deal with more women than the average guy has ever dealt with women. So how is it that I can get those girls who are barbarically masculine to submit to their feminine side just by simply them paying for a course with me?
You're doing God's work there.
Excuse me?
You're doing God's work.
That's my point. So it's like, even for myself as a living testament, like how can you say that? It's, yes, a lot of these girls don't even have like a proper upbringing, and then you have social media making it to this crazy extravagant level of like there's only this and there's only this. There isn't. I mean, just me being here in Santa Barbara for like the past 24 hours, I've ran into girls at coffee shops that weren't to a certain degree where I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Everyone isn't like that. But we only see what is on social media, is all I'm going to say. And they're going to argue with that because L Asian, because you guys live on social media. You're a burner account, leaving comments. That's what you do. But why don't you build some social skills and get out of it? Find some common grounds with girls who actually do, I don't know, pottery class, church, shit like that. I think people make it so extreme.
A lot of these church girls are chameleons.
Okay, that's the extreme. Like I'm saying, like I was in the women's space, like I for nail salon since I was 14. So therefore, yeah, there are those type of girls who use that as a facade. But then there are girls who are just there, and there's also, like he said, women are fucking obese and masculine. What about the guys who are feminized and obese also? But then they demand it.
I'm just curious. On average, what do you think the average age of one of your female clients would be?
Right now, they're mid 20s, early 30s.
Right.
Early 30s. Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, I mean, and then like anyone that's younger, like the younger guys that are complaining about women being shitty, you're young. You shouldn't even be dating. You should honestly be getting your shit together. So I really don't see why that's even an argument. I get getting your thing offshore, but like, honestly,
yeah, but a lot of guys want a wife, man. A lot of guys want to have a wife and kids. They really do.
But that's
a lot
my
of guys
point.
don't want to be a playboy. A lot of guys don't want to fly around the world on jets and drive fast cars and never be a playboy. A lot of guys really just want
but I
a
know that
wholesome life.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. So I don't see where the contrast is at in the argument. What's your point in that?
I think I was reacting to something you just said.
I was like, I know they want, a lot of guys actually get into relationships with women wanting that to be like a serious thing. It just kind of goes to shit when she shows them things that are unattractive. Yeah. So I feel like this just died down. All right. Maybe
it's not a bad
sorry.
Thing. We calmed everything down.
No, we're listening to you.
Sorry.
It's just
don't apologize.
Sorry.
Here's the thing.
I'm just saying there's hope is all I'm saying. There is hope.
We're not saying that there aren't good women in Western countries. That's not what we're saying at all. However, there are certain realities in the dating landscape. For example, it's kind of always been the case, but when social media was introduced and when dating apps were introduced, you basically have women who are all chasing after the top tier of men. Hypergamy, I'm sure you're familiar with the term. Mm-hmm. So all these women, they're all chasing after the top tier of men because here's the thing. Women will confuse relationship attraction for at least how men view it. There's relationship attraction and there's sex attraction. Men will sleep with women that they would never commit to or never have a relationship with. Typically, though, for a woman to be willing to sleep with a guy, he needs to be at least attractive enough to be in a relationship with in terms of physical appearance. But men, we will sleep with women who we would never be in a relationship with her strictly just based off her looks alone. But we welcome the easy, not all men, but men will welcome the easy access to sex. So what you have happening because of that is women are hooking up with like top tier dudes who they will never be able to secure for a long-term relationship. They either wrongly think that they can secure that man for long-term commitment, so they're either delusional, or they acknowledge that these guys are just fuck boys and I'll never get commitment, but they'll always kind of be chasing after them, and they'll either wrongly think, well, I'm able to sleep with a guy who's a 9, so I must be a 9.
Yeah.
So you have women with an overinflated self-perception of their own physical attractiveness, of their value on the dating marketplace, let's say. And so to say men go level up, well, the reality is, at the end of the day, like if at least what makes logical sense, an average woman should get with an average man. However, average women can sleep with men who are not average. You disagree?
You don't think men can do the same thing?
No, men.
God, no, they can't.
No,
On
average
any,
dudes.
on any
Nope.
level.
Nope.
You
An average-
don't think a ugly guy could get a girl just by having money or
Well,
Yeah, but
no,
that-
but
That's
you've
not
added
average.
you've
It's
added
not average,
you've added
then.
a variable there. So
having money is average. That doesn't. That's
no,
not
most men
extraordinary.
like
That's not
make
out of
50K a year or something.
Less than that. Less than
40.
that.
What is it? 45? I don't
It's
know.
like 30 in America, I think.
Yeah,
The average
so-
American wage is like for a guy is like $30,000 a year.
Men can make up for their lack of looks by money, status, and charisma. The worse looking you are, the more you need.
How about a girl?
I mean, a girl having a pleasant personality can make her more attractive to a partner, but it's not like
Just
And
Make her-
anytime we have a contradiction, you're going to say, oh, well, that's just
You're
because men
just-
and women are different and that's unfair and it's just unfair. But
What-
at the same time, that's
Wait, so do you
creating
think we're
that-
the same then?
I think that there's equality.
we could be
That
can
we could be
be-
held to the same accountability.
Oh, yeah.
Into the mic.
Because
definitely.
you can switch it around and you
Into
can
the
say
mic.
that the woman was the breadwinner or the man, but at the same time, like, okay, yeah, it's very common for the man to be the breadwinner. He's supposed to do this. He's supposed to do that.
And it's
The
okay to
women's
switch
supposed to do
roles
that
at the
and
same time. You can
I
you
hear
can
you. What'd you say?
you can switch roles.
Okay,
also.
here's the difference, just to respond to your initial comment. So, an average woman could get laid with such a frequency as compared. Okay, here's the equivalent. Average women have the equivalent sexual pull as a male celebrity. So, an average woman, if she was so inclined, could sleep with a new guy every single night of the week. She could probably sleep with 2-3 guys a day.
Easily.
In order for a guy to be able to do that, you are less than the top 1% of men can do that.
You have to be Leonardo DiCaprio.
You have to be like you have to,
want it.
and I think you have to even have more than
Build yourself and
you have to have
allow
more than just good looks
Right.
as a guy to do that.
Yeah.
You need status. I think honestly
That's
only
the
men
high
with status
value
can do it.
thing
What's
you
that?
were talking about the high value.
No, when I say status, I mean like celebrity, athlete, musician. These are the kinds of men that can like really run through chicks. But like an average chick could basically have the same sexual pull as like a top tier dude, really top tier dude. Average guy working at Starbucks, bro. No,
He ain't getting
he
laid.
ain't getting laid. He ain't getting laid, or
What
he's
if he-
struggling to get laid.
Like, what if he lies about everything and he goes out
Even
and he's
if he
like, I'm a
lied.
high
Yeah,
status
Yo,
man,
but you
I'm
know
gonna
how-
make this
it's
Women,
and that.
women are
hard.
very, very good at picking up on
Instinctive.
bullshit. You're instinctive, man. You know if a guy's full of shit.